Okay, so this part of the year was solving quadratic equations. So we had a bunch of methods. Sometimes we could isolate, sometimes we could factor, and then within factoring we had a bunch of types, GCF, right? Difference of squares, simple trinomial complex, or if not, we had the formula. So solve by using the quadratic formula. So I'm just going to write it here at the top. You don't need to, but okay, so x equals the opposite of the b number, so positive 9 plus minus the square root of b squared, so I'm going to square it, 81, subtract 4 times the 4 times the negative 5. All over 2 times the 4. Okay, so I'm going to simplify the bottom to be 8. And then you need to go into your calculator and type 81, subtract 4 times negative 5. I'm going to go slow so that I'm giving you all a chance to type this in, because that is the biggest battle on these, is typing it in properly. So just this part, 81, subtract 4 times negative 5. See if you got the same thing. Okay, I'm going to show you how I'm going to type this into my calculator. So this is how I'm typing it in. Did it just get really dark in here? Oh, now it's really bright. One cloud. Okay, does this look okay? Do you know why I have to have brackets? Because I want the whole top divided by 8. The other option is that you could push equals before you do the divide. So that is another option. But brackets are your friend. Brackets never can hurt. Did you get 2.71? Did that come out? Negative 0.46. Do you know what this means? What are these numbers? What do they resemble? The x-intercepts. So I kind of have a parabola like that, and I know that it's got a slope of 4, so I do know it's opening up and it's going to hit those points. There could be a connection between, like, what does this represent? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't ask you to, like, I did something like this on a test and I didn't ask you to draw every detail about it. Just, what does this mean on a graph? Okay, so let's try the next one. So negative b, you're going to do a positive 6 plus minus the square root. B squared is 36 minus 4 times negative 2 times negative 11. All over 2 times negative 2. Okay, so you should be working just with this part right now. What is 36? Subtract 4 times -2 times -11. Did somebody get a -52? Okay. What does it instantly tell me? There's no solution. If that's negative, there's going to be no solution. What could this graph look like? Could be something like this, right? Something that's never hitting an axis. I mean, I could go into more detail and figure out where the vertex is and stuff, but I know it's opening down. I can see that quickly, and I just know that it's never going to cross the x-axis. So okay, number 8. Some other methods of solving. So that was the formula. What would you like to do with this first one? Do you see any of the factorings? So go through the factorings in your head. GCF, difference of squares, simple, complex. You can take an A out, so that's a GCF. A squared minus 4A minus 60. And now, this part should break down more, right? Simple. Oh boy, anything that multiplies to 60. What do you got? It's got to make a 4. 10 and 6. You need to get a -4 out of it. Just making sure it makes a -4 and a -60, it's good. So on this one you actually have 3 answers. A could be what, or what. 3 answers on it. Yeah, A is going to be 0 on the first one. Okay, B. I didn't really plan these very well. Question A and I used A's, question B and I used B's. Anything that's clicking in your head with a style? Yeah, it's another GCF. So I'm left with a B and a subtract 7. So the solution for B is 0 or 7.
Which unit was this that we did? Third?
Say that again.
Which unit was this that we did?
This was unit 4. But we've been factoring since then. So you've never gone away from it since you've learned it. Okay, letter C. What is this one? The style of it. Yeah, it's a complex. So I'm going to go over here and get a FLA number. So -30. So I'm going to list some things to get me 30, 130, 215, 310, 5, and 6. Do any of those also add to 1 or -1? Because I need one of them to be negative. 5 and the 6. So how do I get a -30 and a -1? Multiplying -30, add to -1. Okay, so under the F, how would you have gotten that F? Well, the only way is to do a 1x and a 2x. How would you have gotten this L? 115 or 35, those are your ways to get the L. Do any sets pair with each other to somehow make a 5 and a 6? You see a 5 and a 6 within a group? A 5 and a 6. Okay, so in my brackets, I like to start with my two F's in their place. And then I kind of do some swoops here to make my partners line up. 1 is going to partner on the O. 1 and 5 need to be looped together. Because the first of the first bracket and the first of the second bracket need to multiply to 2x squared. That's fine. Yep. Yours will just be, if you did it, yours will just be switched. It's like telling me 3 times 6 and 6 times 3. Those are the same thing, so it doesn't matter which bracket you put first. And then I partnered that. And I need a -6, so that's negative, positive. So if you had done that the other way, yours would just look like that. 2x plus 5 times x minus 3. So the first bracket, x equals 3. And do you remember how to do the complex one? -5 over 2. Okay, question D. What do you think about this method of, that's an add sign, by the way, like connected to the, yeah, so you're going to work with isolation then, if you're going to move stuff around. So algebra says to get rid of the 2. And then multiply by 3. Subtract 1. Divide by 2. Now, here's my big question. What's going to happen here at the end? You square root it. But be careful on your answer here. So you have to say to yourself, what could ever square to get you 4? 2. Or 2 could square, and -2 could also square. You're going opposite. Squaring and square rooting? Yeah. Okay, so question E. Yep. Move the 18 because when you have quadratics, when you have a squared variable and a normal variable, you gotta have a 0 on one side. Okay, so now that I moved it, what does it look like? Simple?
Yeah.
Simple, yep. So MM, just trying to multiply to the end, add to the middle. So multiplying to 18, a 6 and a 3. Needs to add to -3.